Destiny Moon here. Today we'll be speaking with Jinx, owner and operator of Broken Clover Tattoo. At the time when Jinx opened his shop, there weren't any booth rental shops in Tucson. If you worked in a shop, you paid half of every tattoo to the owner. New shops were popping up and fizzling out every few months. He took that as a cue to provide a space for folks who didn't need a street shop to bring them business, but couldn't yet afford to rent their own space. It is important to his business model to make sure artists are treated as independent contractors. His shop provides room for artists to grow. There is more to Jinx than just his shop. Jinx's 17-month-old requires a lot of his free time, but sometimes his wife Shauna keeps her occupied while he takes the time to read a few chapters in a book, or while he works on a book of his own. He just finished the first draft of a Western novel titled Travelers Damned. Don't let the title fool you. It's not like the traditional Western novels you know of. I was honored to have been able to read the first draft. It is amazing and exactly the type of fiction I read. Each character stands out on its own and becomes your favorite, all for different reasons. I've known Jinx for a long time now and have seen his growth as an artist and a business owner, and now he's bringing his art to life in a novel. Sit tight. You're going to love him. Jinx. We've known each other for a long time.
It's true. You were counting that years earlier. Don't do that.
You are our first, since COVID, interview. We are distanced, by the way, without masks on. So we talked a little bit, in the introduction that you own Broken Clover Tattoo.
Yes.
And why don't you tell me a little bit in more detail about why you opened your own shop and a little bit about how it is set up for your artists?
Okay, well, the tattoo industry is largely unregulated, and I just don't feel like there's not a lot of fairness in the industry when it comes to how the workers are treated. They know that, especially when I first got in there, like, once you get this tattooed, you're trashed. You can't get a job, and they kind of know that, and they take advantage. So you get filed or you get claimed as an independent contractor, but you're still asked to do like 40 plus hours a week. As a young adult, I saw like a lot of older people in the industry that they just weren't progressing, hitting like certain adult milestones successfully because of how demanding and how unfair the industry was. Like, I didn't see, like, people weren't having like having a successful marriage, raising a family, doing all those things, having time to go on vacation, getting covered for like, sick leave or anything. I just came from the Air Force, so I was used to being treated differently as a worker, and I didn't see that sort of fairness in the tattoo industry. So I thought if I was ever going to develop as an adult and like start a family or get treated with the kind of dignity that I wanted as a worker, that I would have to open my own shop. Also, I'm kind of hard to work with, and people just don't like hiring me. So I had to get my own place if I wanted to have a job for much longer. So yeah, that's why I started it. When I first opened this place, it was just one room, and it was not decorated at all. But as the years have gone by, I've like put some money into it. Try to, I got myself a fancy chair, fancy light. Hope that would help. But
I love it. So how long has the shop been here?
We've been around for about 8 years. This
Okay.
March 15th or 17th, I forget the day. When is St. Patrick's Day? That's our official.
17th.
17th, yeah, we'll say 17th. March 17th, that's our anniversary. All the bars, they pour green beer in honor of our shop.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go. I like it.
The hand clovers up.
I like that a lot. Let's back up a little bit. And so you're more than just, you didn't obviously just start out as a tattoo artist. You were an artist before you started putting your art on people's bodies. So what is that background?
I started my artistic career at Las Vegas Academy for the International Studies in Performing Arts. My senior year in high school, you had to audition to get in. And that was where I learned how to paint. That's my first oil painting that I did in high school. And then I...
High school.
That's Zippy. It played Cheetah in Tarzan movies.
Yeah. So you just became affiliated with a with a company. Tell me a little bit about that.
Yes, I just became an affiliated artist for an aftercare company called Reborn. I use it as a needle glide while I'm working on people. It helps the needle slide in. I used to use Vaseline, but it just melted the stencils, and I lost a lot of information from my stencil when I was tattooing people. But this stuff, it keeps the redness down. It doesn't melt off stencils, and then I give the rest of the canister to the client at the end, and you just rub it on your tattoo, and it helps heal it faster. My tattoo's been looking a lot better for it, so I'm really, really happy to be affiliated with them.
There's more to your life than this career. You have a family, and you get something else in the works. So tell us a little bit about that.
You're talking about the book.
Yeah, talking about the book, Traveler's Dance.
You've been a really good motivator. I've been sharing the story with you as I wrote it, and sometimes I just get bored with it. I'm like, oh man, I don't know what to do, and then you're always typing me saying, what happens next? What happens next? And that was really cool.
I needed to know.
I'm definitely biting hard off of Stephen King's The Gunslinger. I loved that book. I thought it was fantastic. I thought it would be. The first book, it seemed like it was like a post-apocalyptic ghost land with monsters running around and cowboys who were acting like they're in King Arthur's court. It was like, that's so crazy. What is that? Since I started, I've been reading a lot of books on how to write better, and then I would go back and I look at my early chapters and I just cringe. And you are such a saint and a good sport for enduring all that. And I'm still working on the story. I'm really happy with it. It makes me really happy to go back and fix it up and polish it. It's a lot like drawing. The first sketch is sloppy and you see searching lines all over the place, and then, it becomes, nobody just bangs out a masterpiece. You got to spend some time and polish it. And I think that's the difference between artists and other people. Is just like an artist is somebody who gets really annoyed with something and just is willing to spend an extra 2 hours on a project to make it look like a picture.
Now we're not 6 feet anymore, so now we have our masks on.
I feel silly.
Jinx's drink of choice, C4, get them going for the day. Cheers. There you go. That's all you're getting.